Alright, now you gotta be thinking, Jingle Bells in November? What the fuck is this? Well, if you forget, Christmas is 1 month away, which has already taken over November, which is the reason why you have radio stations that are playing nothing but Christmas music for 2 months straight. And while I enjoy Christmas songs and all that fun stuff, I can't stand 2 months of this stuff. But you know what? That's a fact of life. Things happen. Right about now you're seeing holiday signage pop up. Thanksgiving, if you're in the U.S., Thanksgiving thrown in there somewhere, and I'm pretty sure if you live elsewhere like Canada, your Thanksgiving was a couple weeks ago, and there was probably someone with a Christmas tree up. I don't doubt it. So why not dig back into Christmas's past and figure out what Christmas joys were being spread around way back when? And I don't mean your mom. Nooch! Now, listening to that intro just sent shivers down my spine of nostalgia. This is the Sega Dreamcast, released in September 9th, 1999, and was the hot ticket item that year for Christmas of '99, which puts it 20 years old, which is fitting. Why not? The Sega Dreamcast loved Christmas. I mean, look at this. They even had fucking Christmas games. You had Sonic rapping out here in all his glory saying, hey, it's Christmas and shit and whatnot. I can't remember if you're actually in Sonic Adventure if there's a Christmas theme or not. I remember seeing, maybe it was Sonic Adventure 2. I can't remember, but I do remember something with Sonic and Christmas kind of going together, and I don't exactly remember what it was, if it was a game or not. But the Sega Dreamcast was definitely one that won over the Christmas season that year before PlayStation came along and killed it. But up until that point, the Sega Dreamcast I thought was a really good system. In my mind, it's very underrated. But it's a shame that it only lasted 2 years on the market. This system had so much potential, and it revolutionized what video games would become in the future. Might have happened a tad too soon, but maybe at the exact moment and at the right time, but just at the time we didn't really have so much infrastructure. I mean, Sega Net was okay, but it was a pain in the ass to hook up with most other IPs, because I had a couple other like AOL accounts, things like that. It would not connect through my Dreamcast worth shit. I tried, and the only way that I had success was actually buying Sega Net, which I didn't mind because I ended up only using it for like a month or two anyways, just to see what it was, but it was almost unnecessary at that point. But nevertheless, the Dreamcast I think had some phenomenal games. Aside from the Sonic games, I love Soul Calibur. I really wish they would bring back the Power Stone War games in some capacity. Crazy Taxi was an awesome arcade kind of driving around. It was like a GTA before GTA, just kind of free roam. I remember just driving around the entire map all over the place. Now, one thing the Dreamcast did outperform that I think was the sports games, most notably the Sega sports games, because they really weren't making them on PlayStation, obviously. And at the same time, EA kind of snubbed the Dreamcast because they were waiting for the PS2. And it's a shame because a lot of companies, they weren't really supporting the Dreamcast. Aside from like Capcom and obviously Sega, there wasn't very many third-party releases on this system, which is a bad thing in my mind. I mean, obviously that's one way to kind of kill a system, but the system had so much life to it, and the games they were making on it, they looked phenomenal. Probably one of the best achievements I thought the system ran on there was Quake. Quake 3, in my opinion, is one of the best shooters of that era, hands down. And when I seen this thing come on the Dreamcast, I nearly shit my pants, as I was like, because I didn't have a computer that could run it at the time, but I was like, holy fuck, I can play this thing on the Dreamcast. I was astounded and fell in love with it even more. And compared to most ports of PC games, this one looked identical, and even played identical if you happen to have the keyboard and mouse combination and use the WASD keys and the mouse with this game, which I didn't have, and it was strange playing on the controller, and still is to this day. I still prefer the PC one just because of the keyboard and mouse, but this game was off the chart for a Dreamcast title. And yet the system still failed, or they killed it off before it could quote-unquote officially fail, because the games on it were great. They were excellent. They were new, and it was different. It wasn't Nintendo. It wasn't PlayStation. It was something in between, and because of the fact that it did run off of like a Windows operating system, it kind of looked like a Windows PC game in a way. Like most of these games almost looked PC-like, which is one of the reasons why they got away with saying it was the first 128-bit video game system, but it really wasn't. but they could get away with it because it actually looked like it and it played like it. So why the hell wouldn't you want this system? Nevertheless, get it for Christmas, like I did. Yeah, my Dreamcast is a fucking Christmas kid. You know, me and the Dreamcast next year, we'll be clinking glasses together and drinking. Or we can drink right now. It really doesn't matter. Nevertheless, drink during the holiday season. We are going to drink to that. As adults, fucking blows, but we can sit back, crack a few, and drink our sorrows away. Because that's what you do during the holidays, right?